I have been waiting for this moment for so long. We are here. We got the full database for FIFA 20. Hope everyone is doing well. You're joined by your boy, Andrew RFC, and we're going to be taking a look at some players that I think are a little bit OP this year in terms of their face cards, and also a couple of starter squads that I am looking at making, just at least for the beginning of the game, to have a little bit of fun with. Now, in these three teams, they are a little bit more biased and geared towards players I do like in real life, but also because their face cards look pretty damn good, in all honesty. So let's get this thing started right away. I gotta give a big shout out to SQUADS. They were able to get the full database on their website very late last night. Now other websites like Foothead and I think Footbin are working on getting the databases as well. So if case somehow you have missed it, you can go check out all the player overalls. All the cards are basically available as of right now on those sites. So let's get into this right away. The first starter squad that I got here on FootWiz is a very basic starter Portugal team. Now, usually I do start the years a lot, I would say, with kind of players and teams that I am familiar with, such as the Portuguese national team. So you can see here, I have kind of put players that I think won't be too much at the start of the game. Maybe you might pay a couple thousand more than what they are worth at the beginning, but I mean, you're going to make up those coins very easily at the beginning of the game. So you can see we got Rui Patricio in net. He might start the year a little bit pricey just because he is an 83 in the Premier League now. And the other pricey player is probably going to be Ricardo Pereira, one of the better right backs coming in from the English League also. Decent little right back card there, 86 pace, 77 passing, 81 dribbling, 79 defending, and 73 physical also. Moving on, the back line, we got Ruben Vezo and Ruben Diaz as well. And Ruben Vezo's card looks very good. Again, a lot of this is going to depend on work rates also. But look at that, 75 pace, 79 defending, and 75 physical is great for a starter center back. And Ruben Diaz doesn't look too bad either. 81 defending, 83 physical. His best stats there, looking like a good kind of stay-at-home defenseman. On the left is one of the guys I usually go with, Mario Rui. 83 pace, sees a little bit of a drop-off, I believe, but overall a okay card. Portugal is a little bit thin at left backs in this game. They made Rafael Guerreiro a left mid and not a left back, so that kind of killed some of that too. But what I'm loving the most about this team is this midfield. Ruben Neves, Jetson Fernandez, and Renato Sanchez. They are all basically perfect box-to-boxes. At least Jetson and Renato are. You could kind of have Ruben Neves on sit back, which I don't understand why his defending and physical is so low, but his passing is great, shooting is great, dribbling is good also. Jetson as well looks pretty a solid card for a 76 rated, 79 pace, 73 passing, 76 dribbling, and 77 physical. I clicked on his card by accident. I honestly did not mean to do that. Renato Sanchez is there also. Again, he always just has a decent little starter squad card as well. Moving up to the forwards, we got Diego Jota, João Felix, and Gelson Martinez. Now, Gelson Martinez, I don't think is going to be too much. Decent little card again for starter, great dribbling, amazing pace as well, and decent passing. 82 rated, but again, being in the French league, I don't really see him going for much. João Felix is going to be expensive to start the game, but his price is going to quickly drop off at the 80 rating card. Overall, though, looks such a nice card. 82 pace, 80 shooting, 74 passing, and 81 dribbling. And Diego Jota's card is one that I am very excited to actually try out very early in the game. He's a non-rare, but 83 pace, 77 shot, and 84 dribbling. Looks very solid, as well as that 76 physical could actually give him a little bit of a boost of being a pretty good player to start the year. All right, up next, we are going to look at a Bundesliga team that I put together and going to kind of just look more so at the stats of the players. Look at those center backs. I'm going to say this right now. Bundesliga is probably the way to go with beast cards. Like, look at Conte. I believe it's Konate. 78 pace, 80 defending, 78 physical is just ridiculous. All the Red Bull players are pretty nuts in this game. Look at Stark, 78 pace, 80 defending, 75 physical, 66 passing is not horrible for a center back either. Those two are amazing. The Bundesliga in general, center back wise, is stacked. You still have the likes of Abraham and the other guys who are over at Red Bull, and there's even, I think, a couple from Dortmund that you could go with. Honestly, you could probably do a 5 at the back team or a 3 at the back team, and you would just have OP center backs to start the game if you're lucky with the Bundesliga. Looking at other players I got in there, I put Hakimi at left back. Overall, just a very solid card. 92 pace, 80 dribbling, 74 and 74 on the defense and physical, and decent passing. He looks like he's going to be a fun left back for the beginning of the year. Delaney, just like he was last year, looks a very solid card. Just well-rounded stats in every single category. Moving on up, Bellarabi is always a decent card to start the year. Rebic, I realized I put him in here, but he's transferred to AC Milan now. Nkuku over here looks very good, in all honesty, for another box-to-box player. 77 pace, 74, 75, and 80. All good. Rashika over on the left, again, just a decent card with a lot of pace, not kind of worth a try. And Plia, if you've got a good striker beside him who is quick, I think it'd be a decent striker. Looks well-rounded, good passing, good shooting, good dribbling, good physical. He's got a little bit of everything. So if you could find somebody similar to Rebic to put beside him, I think he could be a very good striker for you. The last one is another team that I always like to put together, and that is a Liga NOS side. You can see we got Viviano, Mathieu, Ristovski, Ruben Diaz again, and Grimaldo in the back. All just decent-looking cards. I will say this. I was looking through the Portuguese league, and Sporting, they are not my team, but they have ridiculously good player cards. For example, look at Wendell, 77 rated center mid. He looks great. 78 pace, 74 pass, 79 dribbling, and above 70 in the shooting, defending, and physical. For a starter team, if you're not spending money, could be great. Rafinha as well, 89, 74, 74, 82. And then 70 physical to boot as well. Looks great. Striker, Suarez, and Marega are usually the big two at the beginning of the year when it does come to the Liga NOS. So one of the big leagues that I did want to talk about was the Bundesliga, as I mentioned. Of course, you got your high 84 rated cards, and a lot of them look really good. But let's go down to like the 82 region and look at some of these cards. I am telling you, the Bundesliga might actually be the most OP and best one to start the year, so don't be surprised if these players are expensive straight off the bat. So, taking a look at some of the cards that I am mentioning. Russellin is one right away that stands out for left back. 89 pace, 76 passing, 80 dribbling, then 78 on both defending and physical. Great card. Gonna probably be a little bit expensive at the beginning of the year, but if his price is not expensive, I highly recommend you buy it because he is going to be good. He is French, he is in the Bundesliga, easy to link to almost anything. Guy right beside him, Bellarabi, I mentioned. Great player. I don't think we know his stars yet for weak foot and skills. No, not yet. But overall, going to be a good player as always. He's always fun at the beginning of the year. Hazard, I'm surprised, got an 82. I thought he was going to go to like an 84, but his card looks awesome as well. 82, 77, 80, and 85 is no joke at all. Kostic even looks good for a left mid. Bailey looks awesome also, like 91, 77, 75, and 84. For a starting left winger, easy. The Bundesliga is the easiest one to me. Like, they have the most OP players when it comes to just overall talent and goodness. Pulisic as well looks good. If he has, I think, 4 or 5-star skill, he's going to be phenomenal to use at the beginning of the year. But I wanted to go to the center backs. There was a few of them, as I did mention, that are just disgusting, that aren't even getting mentioned. One of them right here, Vogt. 73 pace, 80 defending, 79 physical, and 71 passing. He's going to be a beast. Start the year. 80 rated, right there. Even Toprak, for a non-rare, looks good. 71, 80, 74. Again, I'm talking if you're running, like, if you're not going to spend a lot of money at the beginning of the year, these are good guys to have for a starter team as you build up those coins. Another one that I did want to mention right here, DaCosta looks pretty good. I wish he had a little bit more pace. Brooks, again, 71 pace, 80 and 75 is not horrible. Stark, we talked about him a little bit. Hakimi is there. Konate is there also. Abraham again. 75 pace, 78 defending, 77 physical. Sahin, I did not mean to click on. His card looks absolute garbage. Avoid him at all costs. But as you can see, the Bundesliga, I highly recommend go and do a deep dive at the Bundesliga because you are going to find so many hidden gems in this league. Like even this guy, Piatos looks pretty good. 80 dribbling, 74. if you maybe play him as a central CM, depending on his work rates, could be an absolute beast for you as well. Again, just go look at these, and if you find any more hidden gems, let me know over at Facebook, or let me know over at Twitter, at AndrewReese89. There was one other league I did want to look at. The Serie A does look a little bit good as well. There's a couple of kind of smaller guys that I feel like might slip under the radar, and I am going to be sharing it with you here. But again, if you have built any squads or anything, show me them. Again, Twitter at AndrewReese89. And let's go take a look. So Nainggolan you saw is 83, Sanchez is 82. So they might drop off fairly quickly, especially during the Ones to Watch promo. And they're not bad cards. Lozano is a great card as well. If you could get him for the cheap for a Serie A team, get Lozano right away. Parolo, if his pace wasn't killed, would be another one of those. Emre Can looks very good also. If you can get Emre Can for a good price, boom, right there. He is a decent one to pick up. Correa, right here. Great player. 80 center forward, 84 pace, 75, 75, and 84 on the main stats. Looks like a very decent card to have. Verdi, as always, is pretty decent also. 86, 73, 80, and 83. Again, for a starter squad, Verdi could be a lot of fun to use straight away. But again, make sure you are just scouring through Footbin. Don't just rely on YouTube videos, Twitter, and everything. Because there's a lot of hidden guys. Like the Bundesliga, everybody's hyping up the Red Bull players, like I mentioned. But you saw the Bundesliga is just filled at every position with like 3-4 guys who are all similar cards. Their ratings might be a little bit different, but their stats are not far off from each other. So sure, let's say Bellarabi or Bailey is going for a lot. There are other right mids in that league who might be like a -2 on all the same stats, but they're going to be the same for you at the beginning of the year. So I highly recommend you try it out. Go check them out also, and just don't buy in to really hype when people are going nuts about some players. That's kind of the only thing I would recommend for you. But again, it's been your boy Andrew RFC. Let me know your thoughts on the videos. Link me some of your teams that you have created so far as well. Peace, much love, and take care. See ya!